Yes, it's okay to shoot a Nazi in the face, testicles, heart, lungs, in a video game, or anywhere else you can think to do so. A key was provided for the purposes of a review. Sniper Elite 5 released last week, and it is the latest technology in the art of doing that thing a Russian gangster claims he's doing. Less euphemistic and more like a bullet straight to the back of the head, Gruff McGruffson takes a page out of Blowjob Blaskowitz's handbook, and was also born in Germany as well as enjoying the relentless killing of his fellow German. You know the story. Man has a gun, man shoots men fall down, rinse repeat. Man meets up with the local partisans. Yay! Something about Verbündete Verealem. The year and the setting may change, but the core principles of McGruffson doesn't. What does change this time around is the smaller details, refining the experience to a hollow point, going through a Nazi's testicles. Your weapons you start the level with or swap out at a workbench stay with you throughout until you start a new level or change at the said workbenches. The weapons you pick up mid-level are limited time bursts, silenced, more powerful, or easier to aim. They all do the same thing, sit there looking pretty. In fact, the only use I've found for them is their ammo, as there's an upgrade for your Fairburn/optional character obtained with X number of levels and challenges completed that let you take their ammo for your own weapons. Once again, you're trudging through fields of wheat like a former prime minister in the middle of France while carrying weapons deadly enough to irrigate a Nazi's head or destroy a tank in 2 bullets. Regardless of the size, it's the design and the way it's used, am I right ladies, that make it exhaustingly large. The way you're hemmed in by buildings or well-placed bushes result in level runtimes longer than some RE games. As I've said, the 8 distinct levels, a majority of which are a little more sprawling than your typical linear adventure, can be exhausting no matter what. Nevertheless, I continue to enjoy them, with France resuming what we learned from Fairburn's Italian adventures. There's lots of colour, at least in the day levels. One change I don't appreciate so much is the one made to tagging. In Sniper Elite 4, Nazi Testicles 2, make that nil, there's a massive bombastic sting to tagging. Be it Nazis or fuel pumps to send shrapnel through one, there was a presentation to it. You know exactly when you'd tagged someone or something. Here there's a mild-mannered click with some reverb to make it sound distinct. Not distinct enough, in my opinion, though it is there. Perhaps I'm caught up in it's different and therefore it's wrong. However, I do think it's more the knowledge of it confirming the tag rather than its familiarity. Despite playing on the PS4 all week, I've not seen significant drops outside of one small area, the stealth path for the main objective in Occupied Residence dropping to 15-20 frames only for a few seconds. Otherwise, it's your typical cross-generation gap, such as the render distance of some textures flickering, a little bit of texture pop in here and there, and the colour correction is just a little off. All that said, I have experienced a strange bug where at a distance enemies will disappear, though their splodges on the map remain displaying where they should be. What I don't understand is how it happens or why, as I could have 2 people next to each other, one alert and the other not, both gone. Even tagged men disappear from time to time. It wouldn't be a Sniper Elite story without a high-profile secret operation that Fairburn and the partisans seek to take out. This time some stealth U-boat, a bit redundant that, with Von Braun's V2s as their weapons, capable of hitting the UK and US. To criticise the story of Sniper Elite 5 would be like climbing up Disney's dick for all the stories of young women in dresses singing about their feelings. We're here to see the Mortal Kombat style X-ray vision, and 2 of the 4 balls a Nazi has burst like water balloons. It is ridiculous and cartoonish, but done with a tone of severity, while the gameplay takes up a heavy portion of the cartoonish. Ultimately, I do love Sniper Elite 5, but I was always going to unless it was unplayable. To some, the limit of a PS4's frame rate or minor bugs, such as having your sidearm continually reload until you yourself save and reload the game, do that enough. Listen, I've played games on the PS2 and loved them to death. My standards for texture quality and high frame rates are a little lower as long as I can play a great game. Much like Just Cause 4, Sniper Elite 5 feels like a fun game pulled out of the PS2 era and placed into modern hardware with modern sensibilities.